So here we have sake ware. This is something that you can drink sake with, and it's called Karatsu, Muji Karatsu. Karatsu is the region in Kyushu where these wares have been traditionally made. Mind you, this is not that expensive. This is copy of originals from the Momoyama period. These Karatsu wares were originally made in the Momoyama period in the Sengoku era, where the samurai warriors fought to have dominance over Japan. So, the original Momoyama wares are really expensive. I cannot really afford it. But these copies made presumably in the Edo era are not so expensive. So this is not perfect, but I do love this ware. So the Karatsu ware have some particular properties like, you feel as if the earth itself has formed into this way, right? I mean, there's something that is so naturalistic. It feels as if this is not artificial. I mean, you feel as if you are holding a piece of earth in your hand. That is a wonderful property of a Karatsu ware. And the thing is, it grows with you. I've only recently got it through an internet site. Mind you, this is not really expensive. But so this one has come to me. It's interesting. There's no documentation of this. In the antique world of Japan, you really don't need documentations because documentations can be faked. But this qualia of these wares cannot be faked. So if you have a keen eye, you can tell whether something is authentic or not. It's really difficult to replicate something that is authentically good. My really good friend, Shinya Shirasu, who is a descendant from a really prestigious Japanese family, he has a real Momoyama period wares, and it's really wonderful. I cannot possibly afford it. I mean, it's way much more expensive than this. But it's really wonderful, and of course it doesn't have any documentations, but you can tell that it's a good wear. Just looking at it, but this one is not so good. There's something clumsy about this wear. So I can imagine sometime in the Edo era, that when the shogun dominated Japan. This is at least probably 200 years old. So that is good. I mean, this is antique. But somebody tried to recreate the wonderful properties of the Momoyama era Karatsu. But he or she, presumably he, couldn't do that. But I do appreciate this individuality. I sometimes make clumsy drawings. And, I feel so sympathetic about, this artwork, because, I do sometimes try to create something, but I end up doing something clumsy. And there's this clumsiness about this wear, which is, for me, an expression of individualistic freedom. So, in that sense, it's good. Oh, and this kind of wear grows with you, because if you drink sake with this, some people say that the patterns of these things would deepen and flourish over the years, so that you can literally see it grow with you as you enjoy sake with that. So I am really happy to have this. Although it's not really expensive, mind you, it's not very expensive. You can afford it if you know how to look for these things. Anyway, so this is a Karatsu ware. Karatsu. And accidentally, that is actually where my mother originally came from. My mother was born in Karatsu. So it also has a kind of sentimental value for me to have this, hold this, ware, which came from the place where my mother originally came from. So this is the wonderful Karatsu ware, not so perfect, very clumsy, made in the Edo-era, not so expensive, but it's really nice to have one of these. So that's from me, Kenmogi, on the wonderful antique world.